Hi guys, in this video I want to show you how I tried to fix a problem that appeared on this HP 550 laptop. All was working perfectly, I installed all drivers, everything was okay, and then I shut down the laptop like you normally shut it down. Well, I'm just going to show you what happens when you power it on again after a complete shutdown. And this thing never happens after just a restart. Okay, everything fine until now. Windows starting as it should. And basically here comes trouble. You can see the corrupted image and it never recovers. Sometimes it remains on a black screen, sometimes on a corrupted screen, parts of it appear, but it never completely recovers and you cannot not use it. Okay, this never happens when you just do a normal reboot. Everything works perfectly. At this point the only option is to not accept any command. The only option is to hard shut it down. It is shut down. Let me just do the same thing one more time. Basically start Windows normally. And this thing started happening right after I installed the video driver. If I do not install a video driver, everything works perfectly. But without a video driver, I don't have the correct resolution. It's just a standard screen, not a wide screen, and I'm not using all the display. Everything looks bad on it, so it's unusable. I have to install a video driver. I cannot use it without it. I've tried different Windows versions. With Vista and 7 do exactly the same thing. I didn't try any others because I don't know, XP is a little too old for this laptop and Windows 8 or 10 too new, so yeah. And I have a hunch they will do exactly the same thing. And there is no, I tried all the drivers that I found and each and every one of them is doing exactly the same thing. Tried every single setting in the BIOS, the same thing. Okay, so we are where we were before. Hard power down, it's shut down, and now while it is powering on, the second this happens, I'm going to restart it. Basically a soft reset from the keys, Ctrl Alt Delete. And now I will let it start normally. But right after the BIOS screen I did one restart. And you can see we have absolutely normal image. And this happens exactly the same every single time. This is normal. When it loads the driver, it does that, so that is not the issue. Every single time it does exactly the same thing. If I do a restart right after the BIOS screen, it will load perfectly normal and work. You can do anything you want on it and it will work perfectly okay. So at this point I turned my attention on finding something that can basically restart my laptop once at each power on from zero, from completely shut down. Well, the one that seemed easiest for me, in Windows I didn't really find a solution. I tried to search forums, ask people. There was no easy solution, or at least I didn't find one in Windows, but in Linux they seem to be plenty. I'm not much of a Linux fan, or I don't really know a lot about Linux, but it seems really friendly for this kind of stuff. So I'm going to install something, actually a little program that will put grub on this laptop, and basically that will give me a startup menu. If I would have actually plug in the correct USB drive, that would be awesome. Let me try again. This is with grub also. Basically I have grub on this USB drive and you can boot all sorts of things with it. That's where I've actually got the idea. Hopefully this will actually find my USB drive. Yeah, it found it. So I'm going to install this. Let me just put it somewhere kind of safe. Okay, remove the USB drive as we don't want it to boot from it. Okay, what do you want? It wasn't closed. Maybe that was the problem. Let's close everything. Okay, unplug the USB drive. And yeah, let's install this, grab to Windows. This is the first time I'm doing this, so I might close the video for a second just to get an idea of what I'm doing. But at this point it seems it wants to create a folder on C drive. Good enough for me. A shortcut, good enough. So yeah, let's do this. Okay, everything seems okay. Close the setup program. This is installed, and let us see what we have here. Okay, basically this allows you to create a multi-boot menu at the startup, at the boot moment right after the BIOS. And what I intend to do, make one for Windows Vista and one just as a reset position. So it will start on the reset position, give it a quick reset, and the second time around it will actually go directly to the second one and start Windows directly. So every time I power this laptop on, it will do one reset and then go into Windows and everything will be great. But I'm going to stop the video just to check how I'm going to do this, because if I do it live, this will be 1 or 2 hours video, so yeah, not really good. Okay, I did some poking around. Let me just show you the first problem, because of course this will not go easy. Meanwhile, I've read a few forums and I think I know how to fix the problem that you will see in a moment. Okay, basically, so instead of loading grub, we are loading Windows Boot Manager. And this is happening because this one resides in the master boot record. Basically, this is first, grub comes second, and we want other way around. It's not really easy to do this by yourself, to change them. So I've found a little program that I've put on this USB drive, and basically, yeah, I will boot it and see if it will fix. From what I find on forums, it should fix this problem. Let me show you what we want actually to see. We want to get into this screen. And when we click Windows, Windows should boot. Well, it's not booting, it's going exactly back to this one. And only when I enter on this, it will boot. So clearly they are other way around. So let me just plug in the USB drive. It is also grub related. So the menu will be somewhat similar. Okay, I made it with Yummy. At this point, I have no idea in which one of this is my new tool. Not Hirens Boot CD. Come on. Yeah, I pressed escape. More on me. System tools. Yeah, boot repair disk 32-bit. Basically, hopefully the first option. And again, this is the first time I'm doing this. I have no clue how and if it will work. Forums say it will. We will see. So I'll be back if I manage to find something useful. Okay, basically I clicked apply on the fix that it decided to do, and it generated me with this text, and it seems SDA1 is what I want and SDA2 is Vista at this point. Grab Windows. So I'm going to save this on my USB drive, hopefully, but as you can see, I'm basically in Linux, so I have no idea how to get to my USB drive. Absolutely no idea. So yeah, this probably will be quite painful for you to watch, me searching for this, so I'm just going to skip while I restart the computer and see if the fix worked. I found it. Basically, yeah, save as. In the root, actually outside as you can go, not in root folder. I've saved it. Now I'm going to click cancel, of course, and you can see it. I found it here and cut, and I'm going to put it here. It doesn't seem to like removing it, but at least it copied it, so I don't really care if it did not remove it. So yeah, let's see how we restart this thing. People who know Linux, stop screaming at the screen. I have no clue what I'm doing. Oh god, why is this so complicated? Okay. Linux, why you do this? Exactly in the opposite corner. Go figure. At this point I don't even have a clue if this PC will start up anymore. So, yeah. Of course. Unplug the USB and restart. Forgot about that. And nothing good happened. We are still at the exactly same screen. So yeah, I will do some more digging around. Still troubleshooting. I've decided to try and make things easier for me. Basically you can see I had a 100 meg partition, the reminder or left over from Windows 7, and I decided to install grub onto it. Probably that was not really a good idea because I just complicated things. I'm going to delete it and I'm going to extend this partition over it. Now I'm not really sure. Okay, this is not a good idea. Let me try and use move resize. Hopefully this will allow me to go down to 0. Yeah. Now what the hell did you do? Did I? Yes, I did. I managed just to basically move it, not resize it. Now why this is happening I have no clue. Because as you can see, oh actually, yeah, I didn't see it was moving the space from in front to after. Okay, this was more painful than it needed to be, but it's done. Hopefully this will not take too long. Okay, and we're done. And now I'm going to install grub again directly onto the same partition as Windows and see what that gives us. I have no other idea for the moment. Basically doing that just killed Windows, but I'm going to write the image back, and I basically almost start from scratch, but instead of having 3 partitions, 1 tiny one and 2 big ones, I will have only 2 big ones, one with Windows and a backup one. So yeah, I managed to do something. Nothing seems to be working. Basically master boot record is loaded first, grub second. I want them reversed. I want grub to be on the master boot record. Yeah, this is kind of annoying, and I'm going to basically delete delete Windows partition, create a partition for Ubuntu. Here I don't really know what I'm doing here. I'm basically guessing at this point. I'm thinking this should be big enough for it, and another partition for Windows. Okay, yes, and I'm going to install Ubuntu on this partition, let it do its thing, and then I'm going to put Vista onto this partition. So Ubuntu will be managing all the boot steps and everything. So yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing at this point. I'm just trying various things because all the forums are extremely complicated for this kind of thing. What I'm trying to do, yeah, not really easy. Or maybe easy for somebody really used to Linux, but I clearly am not. So yeah, let's see how this goes. Okay, this is the second day. Basically, I started thinking why these problems could happen, the graphic artifacts, and I realized that it could be a corrupted BIOS, because if I would restart the computer they would disappear. And then I decided to flash a new BIOS, and at that point I got the error that it cannot flash the new BIOS, so basically I was right. The BIOS was corrupted, but sadly trying to flash the new BIOS actually bricked this laptop. So at this point this is all we are getting. Flashing caps lock and nothing more. So yeah, at this point this takes a turn, and I'm going to try and boot into some kind of recovery mode that I found out HP laptops have, and try to force write the BIOS from there. Hopefully I can recover this. If not, I will do a teardown and sell all the parts. It's kind of sad, but I tried to see how much motherboard costs for this second hand, and they cost more than half the price of this laptop. So although it's in great shape, it's still not worth it. So yeah, those are my options at this point. I'm going to try and fix the BIOS. Hopefully I can do it. We will see.